not good. Things just don't go good. If it's going to go wrong, it's going to go wrong. Sorry for my tardiness. I thought I was going to be late. I thought I was going to be on time, but unfortunately, I'm having Wi-Fi issues, so I'm having to go from my laptop and not my computer. So this is not good. Welcome in to the Loyal BBN Fan Show. We're going to have fun tonight regardless how things look. I didn't really think I was really going to get to go. And at the last second, like literally 2 minutes ago, I was like, grab your laptop because I was on my phone and I was trying to go. And I just realized, go get your laptop and see if you can use your hotspot from your phone. But the internet that I use from my computer is not working. So I'm going to get that fixed. If I'm start to have some lagging issue, I will just end the live tonight, and I will go live tomorrow morning at 7, maybe about 7 Eastern. I'll go live in the morning if I have to end this live because I don't have a good connection. But we're going to have fun anyway. I think the pending thing right now is, first of all, if you're new here, thank you for joining. Don't forget to let me know where you're watching from. This is a family show. We like to greet each other. We like to have fun. We got to go and poke. We do. Hi, Mike. Hey, how you guys doing? Spicer gets the first Loyal BBN Fan Show hello today. So thank you for being the first one to comment. Boom. Thank you for that. I appreciate it. Hey, Rick, how you doing? Nobody. Paul, how you doing? Shot Glass. Good to see you, all of you guys, this evening for the show. And we're just going to try to have a good time despite me having not good internet connection. We've been doing really well here the past couple of weeks because I was able to change some things. But unfortunately, my Wi-Fi is not working, and I want to get that fixed so we can renew ourselves and we can be good to go. Let's see. Any birthday in the house? Anybody first time? Anybody got anniversaries going on? Please let me know over here to the side so I can definitely give you a shout out as well. Let it be known. I think that's the basics right there. So, but anyway, how you guys doing today, man? I wanted to ask would you rather questions tonight. I really did. Unfortunately, when I was setting everything up because I didn't have internet, I couldn't go do what I wanted to do. So I wasn't able to get any, but I'm still looking even while I'm talking to you guys because I really enjoyed asking those questions. But let's be real. I think the biggest thing that we need to discuss right now is what's going on with UConn. And is their coach staying? I know I haven't saw it. So if anyone knows that if he's staying or not, or if he's leaving, please let me know in the comments so I can know what I'm talking about. Not having internet just threw me off. I didn't have a chance to do anything. When I went to bed last night, I know that the coach Hurley had actually talked to his players and let them know that it was actually real, that he is in talks with the Lakers. But I haven't heard if he's leaving or not. I'm sure glad we didn't get Dan Hurley. Have you heard any news on how his visit went? I don't know how his visit went. I'm hoping that you guys can. I just woke up, so I was so tired. Like every time before I do a show, I have to go for a walk, about an hour and a half, 2 hour walk. I was so tired this morning that I didn't do a single second of walking. I just crawled out of bed about an hour or so before I was supposed to get started, and that's when I realized that I didn't have Wi-Fi. So I'm very exhausted. But the energy level is in the house because we're Kentucky and we always bring it every single show, don't matter what's going on with the energy level. Excuse my green screen up there. Usually you don't see that because I'm on my computer and I'm able to be away from that. But tonight, we're just going to have fun with it, and we're just going to celebrate Kentucky. We're going to talk about what's going on with it. It's important he is leaving. See? So my question is we got our team. We got Riley on campus for official visit unless he's gone. Do we still – hey, man, we got to go get Riley. So now my question is, surely you don't pull contracts. Surely you don't pull nobody's contracts just to go to UConn and see if you can get some of their players. I think Coach Pope has too much class for that. I think he has too much class that he says, okay, I've already brought a couple of guys in here. Oh, my goodness, these guys – they may be transferring now because Hurley's leaving. Do I go try to get one or two of those players? No, I don't know why this is even going to be a big deal. You know what I'm saying? We woke up yesterday morning and we said, hey, man, UK, this is our team. We love our players. We're set. We're ready to go. Let's add one more player. We got all our coaches. And now we want to maybe consider as fans, hey, man, maybe we should go look at this person. Maybe we should go see if they're going to transfer. Maybe we can bring him in or bring him in. I say leave alone what we got. Those guys didn't want to be here when we was here. They didn't want to come here, and I get it. They was going to UConn to play for a Pacific coach. I get all that, but you didn't want to come to Kentucky. You chose UConn over, for whatever reason, you chose UConn over Kentucky. Do they got some good players that went to UConn? Absolutely. This is not about whether they got good players or not. I think we got to stay committed to what we got. We got guys moving on campus right now. We got guys meeting each other. We got guys starting to bond. Why do we got to go in and mess that up for? Now, I'm not the smartest guy in the world, and there's probably stuff out there that I don't even know about, that I have like no idea about as far as what's going on behind the scenes. But for me, it's just kind of like we got what we got, man, and I feel very confident. I feel very confident that we can get done, that we can accomplish something special with the team we got. The locker room's already set. People's already ready to go. People, they understand what the mission is. They understand what their job is. And they're already locked in, ready to go. Now, coaches got to make, does he hit the transfer portal or the transfer portal and go out there and try to pull one of their players in and tell Riley? Do you think he would take Riley and tell Riley, hey, man, you know what? I think you're a solid player, but why don't you wait until next year and just you stay in your regular class? Because we're going to go get somebody from UConn. It's we got this, man. I hope we don't have that nerve-jerk. And I knew when I first saw that, I knew that is exactly what was going to happen. That we was gonna, fans was gonna be saying, "Oh, should we go get, should we go and try to get other people or get another member off their team that may transfer and tell Raleigh to stay in high school one more year?" I can't imagine that, man. I just can't. Thanks, Storman. I appreciate that very much. Sorry about that. Like I said, I'm here. But because I had so much internet trouble, so this is my Wi-Fi box right here, and this is my internet right here. So for some reason, it's not working, and I got to go in the morning to get it fixed. And at the last second, I decided, if you just joined at the last second, I decided, why don't I, because I was going to use my phone, but at the last second, I kind of decided, why don't I just use my laptop? And it's not the best, because I wanted to use because I had everything set up in my computer, and I don't have it. Let's see, Mike, would you rather have some Rick James hair or $1 million? Man, give me my $1 million. Rick James can have his hair, man. I'm okay like this, dude. I'm okay with the shot. That's for sure. But yeah, we already got guys on campus. Guys already starting to bond. Guys are doing their thing. Don't go mess that up. Don't go over. See, I'm an average Joe. I overthink things. I make things worse than what they have to be most times. Coach Pope's smarter than that. He's not gonna go make things more complicated than it has to be. Just stick with what you got. I love our team, and I put our team up against anybody in the nation. And people might see this video and people might call me crazy. That's fine. I don't have no issues with that. I just believe in what we have at Kentucky right now. And even if we add one more, whether that's Riley or whether we go out and somebody else comes in, it doesn't matter. I think 1 through 12 that we got right now can straight out ball for Kentucky. I don't need to go mess up that chemistry. We ain't got no chemistry yet, but I don't even want to go mess it up. Let's just leave it like it is. I noticed he's going to wear 0-0. Pretty cool. Yeah, he's going to wear 0-0. And, just watching his just watching him, and he got excited about seeing his name at Kentucky, a dream come true. And then he brought that excitement down and he made it clear, look, I'm here. That's cool. But now I got something to do. Now we got a mission to do. We understand the assignment. And I like that. Chris, how you doing? Welcome. Let's see. Depends on Riley. He's still visiting Bama and a couple other schools. They say he'll open up his visit. Means he probably and see, but that's the thing, though. Nobody. You just, I mean, you put all your energy into getting Riley. If Hurley is actually leaving, and I hope someone can maybe fact check me. I'm not sure if he's already decided to leave. I seen a post from Shot Glass today. Sorry about that. Didn't mean to put your name out there, big guy. My fault. I saw a text where basically it was a farewell text from Hurley. And is he leaving? And if so, how soon or will his players decide to hit the transfer portal? They just got one of their best players back who came back from the NBA draft. He came back to college to play for Hurley. Will he stay at UConn? I mean, he's already won 2 championships. So, I mean, if he leaves, he's already did the school a major favor. They went back to back. What does Kentucky go do with the situation? What does Mark Pope decide to do? I think he's going to figure it out somehow, some way. He'll figure out what's best for Kentucky, and that's a team that we'll have. But I don't have any regrets. I think our team is solid right now. I think we're ready to go, and that's what's important to me. Can we continue to keep this momentum going, and can we just win with the guys that we have on the team? Would be a nice 13. McNeely. I heard Bruce Pearl at UConn would reach out to him because he's from UConn. Could be, but I'm happy, and I hope we don't go messing things up. We don't have to go mess things up, man, just because we got to rethink things. Now, if they're not sure about what Riley's going to do as far as he's visiting other schools, Alabama's going to have a good team. These other schools would be good, I'm sure. So if they're not 100% sold that Riley is going to come to Kentucky, then yeah, if that time comes when one of those guys transfers, but then you're going to have 13 solid players. Now you got to convince a person that I already got 12 guys. How am I going to fit you into what we're trying to do? Now you got to go do that. Now we got to get all excited, and now we got to go look at video, and now we got to go and figure out if this is the person that we really want at Kentucky. I think that's the biggest thing right there. Reach out to him. McNeely would be a good. Hurley did us a favor by not being the coach. Pope is our coach, and he will succeed. And I think so too, Matt. Hurley did us a favor by not being the coach. Pope is our coach, and he will succeed. And I'm right. I'm not gonna I didn't go to bed yesterday thinking to myself, well, I don't know if Coach Pope is really my coach or not. Yeah, Coach Pope is my coach, man. For real. I'm riding with this dude, and I'm riding with the squad that he's put together. And I think he put together a lot of guys who understand that this is the chance of a lifetime. Only if for a lot of them, only if it's for 1 year. I'm going to make the very best of this opportunity. And if I can win a national championship and bring them a 9, then let's go win it. Let's just go win the whole thing for real. Yeah, they good, Mike, but we better. We got our coach. I believe the same thing. We got our coach. I think we got our players. Yes, we got one more slot that we can fill. We don't know what Riley's going to do. We got to just wait and see. And I'm glad I'm not the coach. I have to figure that out. But I think Coach Pope is smart enough. I think his group of coaches is smart enough to understand that they have the ability to make the best opportunity by bringing in the right person, the right kid for this last slot on the team. Let's see. We got a solid roster. We don't need none of those players. David, I'm with you on that. I am I've talked about this before on my show, and I've had people to comment on YouTube. By the way, I don't know. I've been in the video now for 14 minutes. 14 minutes. And thanks, David, for that. I agree with you. But I forgot to even mention, guys, we've made it to 1,000 subscribers here at the Loyal BBN Fan Show family. Yeah, I don't have none of my stuff to make the claps or anything, but we made it, guys. We all put our minds together, and we continue to build this together. And I appreciate everything that you guys are doing. I cannot believe that it took 14, almost 15 minutes for me to announce that we made 2,000 followers. You guys kept promoting me. You guys kept putting the words out there, and it feels good. And I should have announced it at the first of the show. Man, I guess it's Hurley news is kind of just taking over everything, and everybody's just kind of focusing in on what's going to happen. Is will Kentucky go get another player from there? Or will they have transfer players and like stuff like that? But the biggest thing for me is bigger than that. Is that I got 2,000 followers here on subscribers here on YouTube, and I owe all of you guys a huge thank you. So if you would do me a favor, raise your hand, turn it around, put it over your shoulder, and pat your own self on the back, guys, because you guys helped me do it, man. Thank you for all the shares, the likes, the recommendations, and everything. And just thank you mostly for your time. I appreciate it more than any of you guys will ever really realize. So thank you so much. I appreciate that. Thank you. I love Riley, but is a dude. I mean, I get it. I'm not like I'm not gonna take away and tell you that that the kid from UConn, the freshman, is not a baller. He is. But how do you see? People say you bring in Riley, Liam. They said that you bring in Riley you groom him for next year. I don't think you bring the UConn freshman in here to groom him. I think he's only going to be in college for 1 year. Let's just keep it real. He's only going to be in college. If you bring him in as a 13th player on your team, then guess what? He's leaving next year. How do you make sure that you make him happy? Do you start him? Is he the 10th man off the bench? This is complicated. It's a good problem to have when you have this much talent, but it's complicated. And if you're going to bring a superstar like that into your team at this particular point of the year, he's going to come in. We're talking about Liam. I think it's his name. He's going to come in and he's going to look at Travis. He's going to look at Trent. He's going to look at Chandler. And he's going to say, well, I'm a one and done. I know I'm playing before you guys. But then what if he's still way down the bench before you get him in the ball game? This is complicated, man. It is. Appreciate everything you do. Thank you so much, Matt. Thank you. I appreciate it. Patrick Riley is 18. He's 18, but if he comes in, if it comes down to Riley or Liam from UConn, if he transfers out because the coach left, he may even consider going to Duke, because I think he had Duke in the running too as well too at one point. So he may end up transferring and going to Duke. That is that could be a possibility. Also, is that happens. I didn't forget this time, so I'm definitely going to make sure that I do this. I try to make sure I do this as much as possible. So my apologies for this. I just, when I went to bed last night, man, I already saw what was about to happen. Knee-jerk reactions. Oh, he's leaving. Oh, let's go get some of their, let's go get one of their players or something like that. And first thing I had to think about was, well, what about Riley? Everyone kept talking about how much they wanted him, but now that this is happening, now what's gonna happen? And I think that's the I can see what's just said. Let's see. Oh, I missed that. It'll pop up here in a minute. I think he wants to play this year. He's like Illinois lean, but we are right there. Are you talking about Golden? Are you talking about Riley? He's more of an Illinois lean than he is Kentucky, but he wants to reclassify. Would you mind clarifying that so I can know exactly what you're talking about? Penthouse right here. How do you guys feel about this comment right here? I'm going to throw this comment up right here. It says, this is from Peanut. Noah and Perry probably aren't expected much playing time. Chandler hasn't played competitive in 2 years. So are you saying that those guys are just going to be okay with just sitting on the bench all year long? And now they can sit on the bench and they can learn from a lot of experience. I don't want to take that away from them, because they're going to learn a lot just being around so much experience. But come on. You got caliber guys that come in that's going to play at Kentucky next year. Do you guys really think that those guys want to come in and just I mean, they're freshmen, so things like that happen. We shouldn't we shouldn't be surprised if those guys don't get a lot of playing time. But I know a lot of people who know these kids, Perry in particular, Perry and Trent. Those guys want to see him on the floor. Those guys want to see him running. Those guys want to see. Now they're the only two players that has played on the court at Rupp Arena before in their life, so they know the rims. They know how to score at Rupp Arena. It's just they just in a different uniform now, so that's gonna make a big difference as well too. I hate being on my laptop, guys, because I feel like I'm having to learn how to control everything. Perry is Perry's the dude. What about two Kentucky? And that's it, Matt. That's exactly what I'm talking about. Like those guys are like, are you going to be like, hey Trent, guess what, man? I'm so sorry, young man, but we just got an opportunity to bring some more guys on. We're going to have to pull your scholarship. No, you're not going to pull their scholarships. Those guys are at Kentucky, man. The state of Kentucky would burn down if Coach Folk was to decide to tell those guys today, we're not going to be able to keep you on the team no more. We're okay. So if anybody's out there just panicking, don't panic. If you're with me, okay, if you feel the same way I do about satisfied and believe in the team that you got, give me a Go Big Blue, because I really would count him yesterday. He isn't happy with just being on the team. He's going to, and that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying, David. Exactly. You like. I understand that they're freshmen. I understand that these guys just coming in. I understand that we got so much talent. But if you think Trent and Perry is just coming in just to be like, oh, I'm at Kentucky, so I'm satisfied. They're not satisfied. That's just the beginning. This is like this is a this is a phase. Like, let me get to Kentucky first, and then once I'm at Kentucky, let me show the coaches in practice that I can ball. And then once I get in the ball game, let me show them that I deserve some minutes. So these guys are not coming in here just to be okay with sitting on the bench. This is a good problem, but this is a Go Big Blue. Thanks for all of that. I appreciate it. I'm happy about our team. And no one's going to change my mind about that. They're not. And I don't care. We can bring in a walk-on, or we can just bring in somebody that that can get a scholarship and going to be there for the next 3 years. Nothing that happens is going to change my mind about how much I love my Kentucky Wildcats, where they're at right now. Nothing's going to change my mind. I mean, if we bring on another solid player, would it help? Absolutely. But we got enough talent right now that all 12 guys can ball. What more can you ask for? Are the freshmen we have the last 3 out the bench? Or how can you not? Let's freaking go, Parker. Hey, so Parker Mudd, Parker Mudd was my 2000th guy. So if you remember 2 shows ago, I gave him a shout out because he actually inboxed me on Facebook, which it all makes sense now. He inboxed me on Facebook. Well, not inboxed, but he commented on Facebook on one of my posts. And he's told me, and Parker, I hope you don't mind me just telling a little brief of the story. He told me, he said, I don't subscribe to anything on YouTube, really. He said, I go to YouTube and I watch it and whatnot. He said, but I don't never hit the subscribe button. He said he said that he's been watching my shows, and he heard on one of my shows that I needed, I can't remember if it was 2 or 3 more subscribes or whatever it was. And Parker, you can let me know actually how many it was left. But he said, I really like the show. I'm going to just go ahead and I'm just going to hit submit or subscribe. So he said when he hit subscribe, and from my understanding, he refreshed it. When he hit subscribe and he refreshed it, it came up at 2,000. So congratulations to Parker Mudd. He's the 2,000 follower on the Loyal BBN Fan Show. And I just want to say we salute you for that. And thank you for taking me to a goal that I never thought I'd reach. So appreciate it, and shout out for Parker for being number 2,000. Appreciate it. Let's see. How do we get right here? Okay. But the question was, I think Peanut asked a question. Let me see if I can find that question from Peanut. Well, basically the question from Peanut was, is the 3 freshmen always the last 3 off the bench? I mean, it's hard not to say yes to that question. Anything, sorry, anything could happen. These guys can come in here and ball out at such a high level that it forces Coach Pope's hand to say, I got to get these guys in the ball game as fast as possible. And if that happens, we gonna go with it. We gonna roll with it because we trust him. We trust that he's gonna get it done. Don't want to do that one. I skipped that one. And so we got to trust Pope that he would actually do. So 2K sounds good, man. It does, man. Thank you, Angel, so much. I really appreciate it. Thank you guys for everybody watching, subscribing, everything. And if you're new here and if you feel like you might want to subscribe to it, please go ahead and do. And you might be 2005, 2006. You don't know. But anyway, I appreciate everything that you guys are doing. Let's see. I just think that if we can get one more impact player, we should. No idea what the freshman will do. But okay, so Peanut, I get what you're saying. I'm not denying what you're saying. If we can get one more, I mean, how much more? You got 12 dudes. Like, you can't even platoon because you still got 2 more guys that you got to put in. So that's gonna break up the look. If we platoon with 13 players, I'm gonna start my 5. I'm gonna bring in my next 5, and the next 3 is gonna come in, and then 2 of the starters are still gonna be on the bench. Man, talk about a good problem to have. That's gonna be crazy. Impact guy, we should. But I mean, I just goal is 5K by football season. Thank you so much. Who wrote that? Nobody. Thank you. 5K by football season. I gotta go to work, man. I gotta put that work. Is it possible we should get Parker a coin? Hurl, I'll talk to you on that. I hope y'all didn't hear that on air. I hope y'all didn't hear that. Don't even listen to that. Probably heard it. But I'm excited about the team that we got in, and I'm definitely not going to come in here and start having a knee-jerk reaction about, start second guessing the guys. I think everybody we got across the board is a very impactful player. If even the 3 freshmen, those guys can shoot the lights out. Those guys can shoot the lights out, dude. We're not a bad team. We're not one of these teams who need to go out there and be like, well, I think we got to look at returning players next year. Half this team, yeah. I mean, but Riley might be here next. If Riley comes here, he'll probably be a 2-year player. Okay, probably be a 2-year player. If Liam, I think that's how you say his name, from UConn, if we was to get him, he's a 1-year player. He's not staying 2 years. He's just not. He's like the number 1 recruit. He's like the number 1 player in the nation for his class. He's not staying 2 years in college basketball. Now, crazy if things have happened and people have came back and did 2 years when you thought that they was just going to be an automatic one and done. That could happen. But when you take somebody like that and you bring them into the program, you have to just automatically they're leaving. They're gone. Like no one thought Reese Shepard, like no one thought Reese Shepard was ever going to be a one and done. Was he going to be a good player? Absolutely. But I don't think nobody really seen him coming in and just being a one and done player. But you seen after a few games, you could just see like this dude's on a different level. Like he's better than the guys that's supposed to go pro in 1 year. And then he just kept getting better and better all year long. And then it was at that point you were just saying, like, after that Mississippi State game, he hit the game winner. That was when I knew he's gone. There's no coming back, man. He's like he's not now. We know what happened in the final game of the season, but I knew then. But these kind of guys like Liam, these guys ain't coming back, man. Like he come for 1 year, he's leaving. He's not coming. Even if he stays at UConn, he's still leaving after 1 year. If you say we want to bring in guys that could be here for a while, then that is not the player that you want to bring in, even if it's just for 1 year. If we're talking about solely about rebuilding for next year, then Liam's not the guy to bring in because he's only going to be in college for 1 year. I think if you want it done, it would be great for Pope, and you get your Kentucky kids to build your foundation. That's a good idea too. Numbers don't lie. Look at this year's Rupp Arena Sweet 16 numbers. Trent loves the big moment atmosphere. Trent's gonna be ready, man. Perry's gonna be ready. So when their number is called and when coach tells them to get in the ball game, and I don't think they're always just going to have to get in the ball game when we up by 25 points. I still feel sincerely in my heart that our freshmen, that Coach Pope is going to find a way to get those guys in the ball game, even in significant moments of the ball game, even when we might be only up by 5 or we might be down by 5. I think these guys are such good ball players that it's going to be hard for coach to put them on the bench and just leave them on the bench down at the end. And if Coach Pope keeps his minutes like he's done in the past with keeping minutes down and not burning people out, and we got so much talent, like how can you not spread it? I mean, having a 11, 12, 13 man rotation is hard. It's almost impossible. It's almost impossible. But if you're gonna make it happen, and if you got a team who's really for each other, we have to say, full disclosure, I'm from Hurley County, so I may be a little biased. It's okay, David. I mean, you love your player, and there's nothing wrong with that at all. And you're just, what I'm saying, you're advocating for Trent, and you watch this kid grow up. So if you're not from Harlan County or that area, or if you've never seen him play in person or anything like that, if you just had a chance to watch it from a distance, and if we haven't seen him, like I've never seen him play, and so I've never seen him like you. So someone who watched him grow up from a baby to where they at now, of course you would be excited, and he's one of yours. I would too as well. I would be rooting for him and be telling everybody and be putting his name out there as much as possible, because it all depends on players' conditioning, how much time they play, if they're not turning the ball over. I think so too, but like I said, I mean, we got everybody that we got. Now, I think if I look at it, and anybody can correct me too as well too. I love being fact checked because I want to be right. Krista is the only one of our guards that may get sloppy with the ball. I think he's the only one that really gets sloppy with the basketball. But I think what is it, the reward versus something. I think he gives us more than he hurts us, Krista. That's what I'm talking about right now. So we're just gonna have to just go with what we got, with the team we got. If we can of course we're gonna bring in one more person. We know now it's gonna be every day. Now we're gonna be right back doing this again. Let me refresh my phone. Let me refresh my phone. Let me see if we got somebody new. For me, and I'm going to be real with you guys, I was kind of glad when we got Robinson, so we could just kind of be like, whoo, all that is done. Of course, we knew we got one more person, but I was happy when I felt like we don't have to keep up with recruits right now. We know Riley was going to come in, but now that UConn is the thing going on with UConn now, people will be like, okay, what's Riley going to do? Can you make a decision? Will that make Riley decide faster than usual because of the circumstances at UConn? So now, what are we going to be doing? Tomorrow morning, we're going to wake up and we're going to be looking for UConn news. Did anybody transfer? Did Hurley take the job? This process starts all over again. I'm not 21 no more, so I don't have that type of energy. I just don't. Nobody is a Harlan County guy, too. See, so I mean, so nobody is too. Anybody play Sleepy Hollow? I don't play Sleepy Hollow. I don't even. Am I the only guy that don't play it? I wish Big C stayed. He would have been great under Coach Pope. Now Cal went out and overfilled his spot for less minutes. It happens. Yep. Tony Duck is a long-legged Mac Daddy. HTV and these long daddies, Max. He loves it. Somebody. I missed that. What was that at? Pearl is the first name that comes up for UConn. I think Coach Pearl at Auburn makes that matchup that much funner, just because of his personality, just because of the energy that Coach Pearl. But Auburn thinks that they got Pearl locked down. If there's ever a big of opportunity that would arise for Coach Pearl, he's gone. He's leaving Auburn. He understands that this is not the mission that I'm looking for. I think he would go back up there in a heartbeat and play in the Big East. I wonder if Hurley was a K-Wood Trojan. Wife was a Everts Wildcat. Pearl is. Let's see. We won't get. Anyone from UConn. Who said this right here? Mike Dow. Let me see if I can throw this up, Mike. We won't. Sorry about that. Let me show again. We won't get anyone from UConn. They won't transfer here to have to compete for a starting position. And to me, I think that's the most logical thing of why we don't even have why we shouldn't even worry about these guys, because they're going to come here. I mean, like I said, if you're going to bring that superstar freshman to Kentucky as a transfer, which one of your guys are you telling that's not going to start this year? Who are you going? Are you going? I mean, what is he? Is he a guard or is he a forward? I can't remember. I didn't really keep up with him very much at all. But I can't remember if he's a guard, if he's a forward, or what. I know he's not a center, but I'm just curious. And if he's a forward, I know you're not going to bring him in and say, "Hey, Andrew Carr, yeah, dude, you know what? You're probably not going to start." Someone said UConn probably won't pay you much for a replacement. They never go after big names. So there you go. Talk of promoting an assistant from within. Why not? I mean, the guy already knows a fan and everything. Wouldn't take $100 million to come to UK. What kind of bag do you think the Lakers must be? That's a good question, guys. Let's try to think about what the Lakers would have to pay. What would the Lakers have to pay Coach Hurley if Kentucky was going to pay him $100 million? Throw out a number on what the Lakers have to pay him. Do they just got to go 150 million, 101 million? That would be a lot of money for sure. He turned down Kentucky. He turned down one mega program at Kentucky to maybe go to another historic program in the Lakers, and we have to see how that actually goes, how that actually turns out right there. Right there. So let's see. Probably wouldn't need to. It started Celtics or Mavs. I got Celtics, even though PJ is on. Come on, I'm rooting. I'm actually rooting for Dallas. I want to see PJ get it. I don't want to see. I don't want to see old boy from Duke get it. I don't want to see him win a national NBA Finals. I want to see PJ get it. And maybe I'm biased, so yes, I am. Harold Neely. I was a Green Dragon. My wife was a K-Wood Trojan. Didn't hold that against her. That's funny. So hey, so like that's the story out there in the streets right now, and I think that's the biggest thing. I know the baseball team, the baseball team is gearing up for their game on Saturday against Oregon State in the Super Regionals. Go Cats, 1.2 million. Is that what they offer? Might be 2-3 times his current salary to take that like a job. It's going to be a lot of money, man, to get him through the door. I mean, now it's like it's no more recruiting. Now he's dealing with older guys. Just because you had really a lot of success, in college doesn't mean that it's going to go to the NBA. I mean, the Lakers have been they have been solid, but they've been a mess. So is LeBron going to stick around another year? Does LeBron have some say-so in it? A lot of that stuff probably comes into factors going on with Hurley. Did he get an offer? He did get an offer from the He did get an offer from the Lakers. From what I read, he's already notified his team that this is not a rumor, that this is a real situation. But as for right now, they're going to continue to do business as usual unless something changes. Kyrie, Karen, PJ. Go Blue Devils. No, okay. Grabber, I know you had to show up, and I know you had to say this, but you can't throw shade on PJ. PJ stepping up, making big shots. You can't deny that. Look at this. Kyrie, Curry, and PJ. Go Blue Devils. You know what? You always got to come in here and throw some shots at us. But I like you, though, and I thank you so much. You're part of the 2K. That has helped making my show a success. So I thank you, and I thank your comments. But if I had a mute button, I would probably mute you, okay? Just so you know. Absolutely. So I have fans from different fan bases that come in and hang out with us and laugh with us and stuff like that. This is a family show. I call people like Grammar, I call them a distant cousin at the reunion that they come in and they want to be relevant. So we kind of entertain them a little bit. but we definitely welcome them in with love and with smiles. So that is exactly what we're doing. And these comments are rolling in fast. Mark Pope is home and here. Spicer, what's this right here? It says. Mark Pope is home and here to stay. NBA knows better not to even to knock on Coach Pope's door. His heart and soul is here in Kentucky. He just gushes out how much he loves and appreciates the BBN. Yep, he's home, and you know, I he ain't going nowhere for a while. I can't guarantee that, but I think it's a low probability that guy would get, that he would want to leave for the NBA or any other team. Now that he's coaching at Kentucky, he didn't have to deal with NIL then. Exactly. So when he gets to the NBA, if Hurley goes to, I hope I'm responding in the correct way. Nobody. If Hurley goes to the NBA, no more of this NIL stuff. No more wondering about are your guys going to transfer next year or what's going to happen. He can just go to the NBA and let his general manager take care of all that stuff as well. Speaking of general manager, Kentucky got one. If you guys haven't heard the new hire of Coach Robinson will be the GM for the coach. Will be the GM for the coach. Will be the GM for the team, basically. Player operations. And Towner will be the weight and lifting coach as well too. I also want to announce something, guys. We had one of our UK guys. We had one of our UK guys who actually did something pretty good today in track and field, and he Keaton Daniel won the pole vault NCAA championship today. Good job, Keaton. Definitely had to announce that as well too. Can't leave that out. That's a sport at Kentucky. We want everybody to succeed at UK and give the best that they possibly can. So shout out to Keaton Daniel for winning the pole vault national championship. I seen a picture of him, and he looked like he was killing it. Looked like he was just jumping out the gym. Pope does a good job. He will retire from Kentucky. Could be. Hey Jerry, how you doing? It's good to see you in here. I know we all put out some prayers for your daughter. I definitely hope that she's getting better. She's making progress. You can always keep us updated if you feel the need to. I know that could be a private moment for you and the family. So just as you see fit. But definitely, Jerry talks to me and he lets me know that his daughter has started to make some improvements. So once again, if you pray or whatever, if you believe in prayer, please make sure that you continue to lift up Jerry Messer's daughter in prayer, and we will see God's miracle work on her life for sure. I think Duke and Kentucky switched great head coaches. Duke got a coach like Cal, and we got a coach like Coach K, and he's here to be the all-time winning coach of all time. I predict 6 or more banners. That's a lot of pressure. For real. That's a lot of pressure. We better go back to back right now, dear. We better get it started. If that's the case, Spicer, we definitely got to get that together. We got to go win now, right now. It's the same in professional motocross. A lot of racers play golf. So, yeah, I guess so. Remember, I've said this: 5 out of 7 coaches from Kentucky have won at least one national championship, but the other 2 were alcoholics. So, okay, well, it's in our favor. Maybe we can get this. What's the name? So I got an off the wall, and I know we're talking about UConn and players and everything, but I got an off the wall question for you guys. Are you a person? How do you feel about someone who never returns a shopping cart? So you go and you get your groceries, and then you just you offload your groceries, and then you just put your cart anywhere. How do you feel about those people? Are those people bad people? Are you one of those people? Are you a person who just takes your shopping cart and just puts it wherever? You don't walk it back over. So there was a lady who said that she would never return her shopping cart because she has her kids in the car and she don't want to leave them she don't want to leave them in the car by themselves while she returns the shopping cart over to the little shopping where you put the little shopping cart set. What kind of person are you? Do you always return the shopping cart to where it belongs? No, that's what the cart parties are for. I always put them up. I don't always walk them in. Sometimes, depending on if I'm not in a rush, I will walk them in the store. It depends on how far I am as well too. But I always put my cart up. Always. I never just put my cart to the side. I always will walk it. I don't care how I got to go, but I put the carts back in the stall. I do too. Yeah. Today lazy. I have left it. No, that's what the cardboards are for. So there's this big controversy going on about a lady. Like I said, she refuses. She always refuses to put her cart back because she don't want to leave her kids in the car by themselves. Thinking so low in Rankin, Kentucky, because they don't know no better. Because it's just they gotta find some reason to hate on Kentucky. So why not put us low in the rankings for sure? Always, unless it's pouring rain, I'll grab one in the lot on the way in to make up for it. Yeah, I have severe RA and always put the cart back. I always put it back. I always put the carts back, man. For me, it's always thinking about and you know what is worse is when you pull is when you're trying to pull into a good spot and somebody just put their cart right there in that good spot, really up close, and now you got to make a decision. Do I need to get out of my car to move this, or do I go find me another place to park at? But this is a good parking spot, and somebody's gonna leave their, you know, somebody's gonna leave their shopping cart right there. It's really pretty horrible for real. But I was just curious on what kind of person you was individually. If you put the cart back, if you was considerate. Now, if you don't put it back, does that mean that you're not a considerate person? Is that you just leave it anywhere in the parking lot? Because you go to Walmart, I tell you what, being over here, it makes me miss Walmart so much, man. I miss going to Walmart. I don't even like going in Lowe's, but I go in Lowe's and Home Depot, everything. Just when I go back home. Too many uniforms for UK. They charge a quarter at Aldi, so I just leave my cart. I know it ain't right. I know it ain't right. You see, that's coming from a Duke fan, so I expect that. I will expect Duke fans not to do the right thing all the time. That's I carry out boys used to take care of the cart. Do you remember when they still had to carry our kids at the grocery store? Yeah, I remember that. That is being lazy. I'm the biggest Kentucky fan ever. Go Matt Short. Yes, you are. I think you are. Who else comes back out to find your vehicle? Cart Dean. It gets me hot. It does. And so, if people start leaving their carts out and the wind starts blowing, and if you got if you got a cart that moves pretty easy, and all it needs is a little wind and it hits it and it dings your car, you don't know who did it. You can go back in and look at the camera for the next over the next hour just to figure out whose car was parked there and who left it there. Absolutely not. So I just was curious on what kind of person was Spicer and family. Absolutely, I'm not really sure what's going on. Paula, Rick, Spicer, and family, but prayers absolutely to you guys. Those are called silent prayers for whatever you guys need. Absolutely, I hope everything works out to me. Y'all must be young. My generation had to carry outs. Uh, the carry outs is just I don't remember the carry outs because Todd, can you tell me what you mean by the carryouts? It's just when they didn't have shopping carts and we had to carry, or when they had guys who actually carry out your. I think they still do that at Publix. I think they still carry out your. Where I'm from, I think they still carry out your bags and will offload your car or whatever. But not many people do that anymore. Not many people do that anymore. So things have changed. COVID has changed that. They have very small minimum contact. So COVID has definitely changed how that did. Jerry did it. Uh, let's see. I put it back at Kroger. Walmart doesn't have the corrals in a convenient place. They know they should have more corrals. So you just leave it where it's at, huh? Peanut, that has you written all over it. I have to tell you. People need to put handcuffs on someone's car handle if they leave the carts out. I think that's a mess, man. Jerry did it. Where's that at? Let's see. Yes, bag boys that took the stuff out. Yeah, we used to have that too. I used to enjoy that. And then, you know what? Actually, because I shop at the commissary, and at the commissary, uh, they have people who only work for tips. So yes, so they still carry out your bags at the commissary all the time, unless you state otherwise. And basically, after they bag your groceries, then they have a tip cup right there at the side, so you just tip them But otherwise, they always have a lot of baggers who actually do that at the commissary at Fort Campbell. They do that still too. I'd be like, look, my wife be like, give us some extra money, and I'm like, dude, they only pack 2 things in a bag. Like, what do you want me to do? So what? Just give them a tip. I'm like, well, you give them a tip then, because I don't want to somebody telling their age. You had the kid who sacked your groceries for you and pushed them to you. Yeah, we still have that for sure, Mr. Todd, for real. I remember as a kid, we go to Max grocery store in Harlan, and they would bag of groceries and carry them out for you. Those was the good old days. Those make you feel like I'm important. Thank you, man, for carrying my bags. Here's the tip. One player I love to see come back to Kentucky and play for Pope would be Damian Collins. That would be different for him to come back. I hope his career gets on track, man. I think we're talking about Damian Collins. I think coming out of high school, man, I think he had a lot of hype around him, and it just hasn't turned out at all for him. He had his dad passed away. He transferred. I think he got hurt at LSU, and things just didn't go the way they want to be. So I'm definitely rooting for that young man, that he can get back on track and still have a chance at a career that he once dreamed of having, and maybe going to the NBA. So I definitely wish him the best. I still believe that Hurley does not leave UConn. If he does, another coach that rejected UK would be target number 1, Oates. See, Chris, I actually heard that that Bruce Pearl might be someone, because I think, correct me if I'm wrong, because I don't know, I haven't did any research. This is just what I saw, but doesn't Bruce Pearl have some ties to UConn? Did he go to UConn? I don't know any of that. Right now, all I'm doing is just asking questions. So please, if I'm wrong, please don't hesitate to let me know that my information is completely wrong. Please fact check me, please. I just got home. Go catch JJ and Papa. Thank you for joining in. Appreciate it. I hope you didn't rush too fast to get home to watch the show, but now that you're here, welcome in. Welcome to the show. Absolutely, my friend's little brother made the Bag Boy Nationals or whatever and got a free trip to Vegas to compete. That's cool. That would be cool to go to Vegas to be in some kind of contest like that. Bad thing for UConn if Hurley leaves. There are 69 coaches changing this year, the highest of all time. Time he leaves, it would be 70. Then whoever takes his job. I'm not really understanding the bad thing for UConn is if Hurley leaves, there are 69 coaches changing this year, the highest of all time. Oh, okay, so that's some good information right there, Spicer. Thank you. Excuse me. UConn don't have the money to get the big names. They don't get all the football money. That's true. They don't have the best football team that actually generates that much revenue as far as like anything else. But so we have to see Bruce Pearl, Illinois. Oh, Bruce Pearl went to Illinois. Okay, so I'm all confused. So I'm gonna try to stay on topic myself too, as well. The best steakhouse in Kentucky is called the Horseshoe in Hoptown. I approve this message, Michael. I'm gonna have to go to the steakhouse there because this is not the first time that you mentioned that steakhouse as well too. I think I'm gonna start traveling around to different cities in Kentucky, and I'm gonna try to. That's a lot of beef. That's a lot of red meat. I think I'm gonna start traveling around to testing every county's best restaurant to see what is the best. How many people know a good down country meal in the back of nowhere can be some of the best in the world? I need to get out and I need to go test something. Another podcast mentioned Pearl grew up in the Northeast. I cannot confirm. Okay. Yeah, like I said, I haven't did hey Donald, welcome from Harlan County. Absolutely. I haven't did any research on that or whatever. So I don't want to use this term, but facts sometimes may be optional. I'm not sure. Someone else actually uses that phrase on their show, so I'm definitely not trying to copyright or steal that from them. That's no TV contract in football. That's where all the money comes from. See, and so how can you really, how can you really bring in a big time coach if you can't pay him? Penthouse thinking that UConn doesn't have money for basketball is foolish. They are the premier basketball program in America today. Yeah, Chris, you're right. UConn is They're the premier team right now in college basketball. But we have to say, everyone knows that athletic departments, and I feel like I'm out of my realm because I don't study this enough, but we all know that football programs kind of generate what's going on around the athletic program. But yes, you can't take away from what UConn has done. And if they need money, they'll go find the money. Believe me. I mean, if Hurley can turn down $100 million to go to Kentucky, I'm pretty sure UConn got some money to match that somewhere, somehow. Those guys are getting it done. I'm glad we got Pope, but the only reason Hurley would leave is money. So it makes you wonder if we really offer Hurley 8 figures or not. We are planning this meeting, and you might. Okay, cool. We get the 6 championships in the last 25 seasons. We need more. Watch UConn's trophy presentation from winning the title. We got to get our title, man. I'm so pumped for number 9. If we could just find something, some way, somehow, to just get number 9 this year, it would be good. If Mark Cuban is out here giving Vanderbilt basketball $10 million for NIL, you can 100% bet that UConn got the cash. Could be. So anybody that don't know Chris is big on numbers, and Chris is big on research, and Chris is my dude. So I always appreciate him when he bails me out with giving me some good information. McCaney will decommit. But you can't imagine him coming to Kentucky, though. I mean, how does he fit in at Kentucky? Like, he's coming in at like the number 13 player. Look, it's different than that Jackson came in at number 12. We understood what he was doing. We understood that he was trying to go to the NBA, and it didn't work out. So he came back. But how do you take this guy? And well, of course, look, the thing about him though is it just hit me. If Mahoney was to came to Kentucky, he still got 2 years left of college basketball. So that wouldn't actually be a bad thing. But he wants to come and play now. You don't want to come and wait till next year to play. He wants to play now. So that's the only downfall with bringing him in. How do you persuade him that you can come here and you can still get your minutes and that you can still be okay for sure? So I'm looking forward to that a lot, to seeing how that actually all fans out. Yes, Rick Brown. My grandmother brought my first bike at Farmer Supply next to Max. UConn championship celebration was in their practice facility, only about half full. They just don't care that much. Chris? Look at this. UConn's championship celebration after they repeated was in their practice facility and only about half full. They just don't care that much. Maybe that's the case, Maybe they just don't care that much as well. Penthouse, you can't argue about UConn has. I have everything I need to win championships right here at Connecticut. I don't think they're gonna win it this year, though. I think them getting back their key player was very vital for them, but I don't think they're gonna win it next year for sure. Tonight, recruit worry about losing the team to portal and not have to deal with that's what's Sabian retired. I think so too. What coach wouldn't take a raise to not have to recruit, worry about losing their team to portal or anything like that? And it's here now. There's no guarantee that he's going to go to the NBA and have success because, hey man, if you don't go to the Lakers and if you're not winning, they will get rid of you. That's just you're not going to Orlando where you have a lot less, where you have a bigger rope to hang yourself. You don't at the Lakers. You expect it to win and win fast, and if you can't get it done, then you won't be there long. You'll be right back in it. Okay, no problem. Let's see, looks like a kindergarten graduation. Well, we do care. Let's pick up their decommits. How many decommits? And you can only bring one person in. Okay, so J.C. Wilder, let me holler at you. Let me holler at you, my dude. Okay, let me holler at you. If you say we're gonna bring in some of their decommits, the decommits mean more than one. Who are we telling on our team that we're going to pull your scholarship and you got to go somewhere else? And if you bring Mahoney in, and I hope I pronounced his name right, if you bring him in, are you starting him over? Are you starting him over Brayer? Are you starting him over Butler? This is tricky for real. Hey, Clint Hardy, thanks for joining in. Appreciate Alabama preseason #1. They'll be okay. They'll be all right. Alabama, it's okay. They're not Kentucky, so they got #1, but that's okay. That's just some chip on our shoulders. Retired from the Navy and moved back to 𝐀𝐫𝐭𝐒𝐢𝐿 Creek. Shipmate, how you doing, man? It's good for you to join me. Let me see. Let me see if I can get that right here. Sorry about that. That's not what I wanted. Let me see. Yep. So I was on my computer. I don't like doing that. I love how Pope built this team with dogs that are fifth-year seniors that's willing to share minutes and buy in Pope's system and win a championship at the greatest team in college basketball, UK. And that's what I'm going to continue to believe every day too, as well too. I'm satisfied with what we got. Yeah, we're gonna bring in another piece. Yeah, we're gonna bring in one more person as well too. But at the end of the day, what we got, I think is more than just solid. I think we got a team that is going to compete not only in the SEC, but we are also going to compete in. We're going to compete in NCAA as well too. And I don't think we're going to lose in the first weekend. I think we're going to make it to the second weekend. I think we got too many good players, too much experience to go and lose. So I mean, we got a guy who hit a shot, last second shot in the national championship game, or in the Final Four. We got a guy who has helped guard a 7'4" guy to beat him, change history in college basketball. We got guys that are here that can play. And I'm really excited about it. Yeah, I want to know that. I got to do this right here for a second. So I can go down. It's a lot. The haters are going to see what the best coaching staff can do with the most experience in the NCAA. We're going to see. And that's why I'm satisfied with what we got with the addition that we know we're going to bring in at least one more player. But I'm satisfied with what we got. If you have the love, the jersey. Yep. And I really, because we got all these guys in here, none of these guys was originally recruited for Kentucky by no coach. We know Coach Cal didn't recruit any of these players except Perry. He's the only one. So these guys, for them to have this opportunity at this particular point in their career, is to come and, for a lot of them to finish their college, their collegiate careers at Kentucky. You don't think they would want to go out and do everything they got to do, be completely unselfish to win a national championship? I just can't imagine that. Parkman don't care, and Miller don't live free in my head. So we definitely got to get this together for sure. I really think that we can University of Red, his red shirt and multiple players. It's okay. We'll still be ready for them next year as well too. I wish I actually let me see something. Oh man, let me see if I can do this right here. But right now, man, would you rather read your thoughts? Let me ask you guys this question, man. I have a would you rather question for you guys. Would you rather have universal respect or unlimited power? Would you rather have, let me make sure I read that right again, universal respect from everybody, everywhere, or unlimited power? I know that's an off-the-wall question right now, but I just thought I'd ask you guys to see what you guys thought about it. Cal averaged one Kentucky boy every other year. He was here. Pope has 2 his first year. He gets BBN. What was the open? Well, we didn't have an open and show question, I don't think, because I was having internet problems. So I just kind of got into it because I didn't know how long my internet was actually going to. I wasn't sure how long my internet was going to hold up. So I wanted to go ahead and just get started with the show so we can at least get through that first topic of UConn as well too. People want to have. I think I will. Hey, for one thing, I tell you about power. One thing about power, we saw what power in individuals' hands can do, and the outcome is not always good. So I think I'd rather have respect too. I think I want respect. So copy. Yeah. But the one would you rather question, would you rather have universal respect or unlimited power? I think I want the respect too. A lot of people don't need that much power in their hands. Despite his dream job as New York Knicks, stop listening to highly questionable sources. Take it from the man himself. I'm not moving her father away. UK going to beat Vanderbilt in basketball and football. Oh, absolutely. We're definitely going to do it. Nobody's. Hey, you know, I'm. This is, you guys must be really good people because no one said that they wanted power. If the ball is in LA, I'm really surprised if he balls it, bails it, LA and LeBron. Neither would I rather have Jesus. Like I really have. Jesus Christ is always the answer. But for the Earl, I get you. Jesus Christ is always the answer. But I'm just curious on you guys would actually want to as well too. Universal power or respect. But Earl, we hear on that as well too. Believe me, we are watching from South Carolina. Charlie Julie McBee, thank you so much for joining in from South Carolina. Appreciate you. It means a lot. Universal respect. Yep, I think I would too. Hurl Neely. I see what you're saying now. Yeah, I think I'd like to have the respect too as well. But you know, one thing about respect, you definitely got to earn it. I don't want to intimidate people just to give me respect or whatever. I definitely would want to earn my respect for sure. But unlimited power, ugh, man, that's a lot. And some people do not need to have unlimited power. That's for sure. No one needs unlimited power. That's scary right there. Don't be if he bails. It's when will the UK schedule be out? I'm not sure when it's going to be out, but I know we all looking for it as well too. I think they may be still, unless somebody knows it's already out. I haven't seen it. It hasn't came across the screen. I know that they just put out. This is for David. I know that they just put out our opponents, especially for the SEC. But I think things are being finalized behind closed doors as far as the whole individual schedule as well. So we'll have to wait and see how that goes. Will Rowley. We talked about Will Rowley still. I'm not sure if he's still on campus or not, but I know he has other visits that he's going to take. And now with the news of what's the name, does that make him figure out or make him to decide a lot faster, or do we go to UConn and maybe get one of those? Is one of the best distance. Yeah, Chris is good with his stuff, man. That's really good. Poor did talk about summer exposition games like a lot. Pope did talk about summer exposition games like a lot of months. Like a lot of. I mean, it would be good for us to go play some teams. I mean, let's see, it's June because I think we went to Canada. Did we go to Canada in July or in August? I think we went in the end of July. I think was when we went to Canada. So we can get something like that or early August, something like that. I know you guys will let me know. But that was fun because they only had like a couple of weeks of practice before they had to go, and then they went to Canada and they just balled out every ball game, and that was good for them. No, I definitely want to see some. I would love to see some games for real. Let's just go out here and let's just play free. You know what? I wish UK actually played in that. I wish they actually played in that game when they went to the carrier, to the ship and played on the flight deck. That would be fun to see. That would be really fun. I would love to see Kentucky go play at a game like that. That would be awesome right there, man. To go play on a big aircraft carrier flight deck. Go fix up the court, put the fences around, and let's ball out. And if you've never been on one of those flight decks before, you have to be on it to understand how beautiful it is and how big it is. If it's meant getting a couple of UConn players. But see, I don't know how you can get a couple of UConn players. How you gonna get a couple of UConn players when we only got one spot open and we don't know what Rowley's gonna do? This is now once again, like I said, if you're just joining for the rest of the night, for tomorrow, this is what we're gonna be doing on our phones. Any updates? What we gonna do? Has Rowley commit? You know, is he gonna commit while at Kentucky? Are we gonna get? Is there any transfers from UConn? So now we start all over again. I was happy to take a break from the whole transfer recruiting and all of that stuff. It felt good because in the past I never really kept up with it. I just said, give me my team, let's play ball, and let's hoop. No end. But I know that there's a lot of people out there who really, really, really keep up with the recruiting thing very heavily. And, I rely on them to give me some good information. That's for sure. Guy from Canada always do good at Kentucky. Yeah, they do. I think everyone who's actually came from Canada has actually did really good. To the LA Lakers has really taken off. It has taken off a lot too. And I read where he's actually already told. This is for Clint, and he's already told his players that this is real. That this is not just a rumor, but this is But I'm really in talks with the Lakers. But until that happens, we're gonna do business. As what's his name? David, was you on the USS George Washington? Because I was on it. What year was you on it? Well, yeah, I was on it too as well. I actually did a med cruise on it, and it's a big ship, and it's a lot of different spaces on there. Sharp didn't. Is he from Canada? People get roughed up and hurt, and we all need all the firepower we can get. I don't disagree with that. I think we're definitely going to have all 13 spots are going to be filled. What's that level of player is the question. And Rowley is such a good ball player. If he reclassifies, man, I just don't see how he goes and sets on the bench. Man, I know he's going to learn a lot from these guys, but he's such a good player. If you haven't watched him play, go watch him play on some of his highlight films, and you can see that the kid is the real thing. He can ball. So I seen on X Twitter about looking at maybe Liam McNeely. Could be. Sambo, thank you so much. Thank you for joining in on X. I appreciate that. Don't get very many X people, so I appreciate that very much. Thank you for that. I'm sure Trent didn't leave South Carolina to. I have to go back and read the song like Hurley, the Lakers. He's telling his team about it. He would be telling them, "Don't worry," if he wasn't leaving. Yeah. So he already told them that that they're going to hear rumors and that it's more than just a rumor. That it's a high possibility for sure, and just kind of let them guys know, if you really want to make that decision and you want to go somewhere else, just in case, you might want to kind of keep that open. Have you seen Pope slam the water bottles against Baylor? I haven't saw that. I haven't seen him slam the water bottles. People watched BYU last year. The whole team minutes is 8 minutes. I think last year, most of his guys averaged a little bit over 10 minutes a ball game at BYU, from what I understand. But it's not crazy and ridiculous minutes. It's not like you're not going to get like 25, 30 minutes every ball game. That's just not what he does. And I think we have a different level of talent this year at Kentucky, along with Ed and Jackson Robinson, is that if he can do that and we can stay fresh, think about the Tennessees and the Auburns and the Alabamas. They got guys playing 25, 35 minutes a ball game, every single ball game, 2 times a week. Think about the legs. Think about what they're going to be doing come down the stretch, in March and in SEC tournament. Their legs are going to be shot. This is a chance for us to stay healthy. This is a chance for us to not get burned out. This is a great opportunity for the talent that we have. And if Coach Pope has the ability to manage that time and everything, the resources, the way that he's supposed to, the Kentucky Wildcats is going to be good next year. I'm sorry, but they are. They're really going to be good. And he's only 3 or 4 on Reed. Reported that Hurley's flying to LA tomorrow. What made Reed great was his mom defending. She taught him blocking 3. Defense is everything this year, and I think we have a defensive team. I think we have a defensive-minded team this year that is definitely going to come out and want to play defense first. We're going to score points. We're going to put up some points. The ball's going to go in the basket. Thing about it is, can we have an elite defense that the SEC hasn't seen in the last few years out of Kentucky? Can we go in here and cause some major havoc the whole ball game, starting with the full court press, started with all of this stuff and just making sure that teams know that Kentucky's playing defense this year and offense will be secondary, but we don't have any issues with putting the ball in the basket. That's for sure. We're going to take UConn down with the final showdown with the Final Four. Levi, they may actually leave. Some of their players might. I don't, for real, being honest, I don't really see UConn going to make the finals this year. If they keep everybody, will they have a solid team? I think they're going to have a solid team. But, do I see them making a three-peat? Now, if Georgia couldn't do it, they're not going to do it. They're definitely not going to do it for sure. I missed it. I missed it. The Big Dipper. This year full court. Lucky will either finish the regular season 27-4 or 25-6. Woo! I take it. I take that if we can win the regular season. I mean, if that can be our record, Matt, for sure. Reading between the lines, he's telling guys they might want to start making some calls if they want to go elsewhere. And and I have respect for Coach Hurley for doing that. Is making sure that he's very transparent with his players, so they can set something up. Because let's be honest, those guys came to UConn to play for him. People are not jumping out of their seats to go to UConn every day. And if he leaves, then UConn is just going to go back to just being a regular old team that they just are. They hit a home run with Hurley. I'll just put it like that. If McNeely wants to come, do we just roll with these 13 or redshirt the Kentucky boys? There's going to be some upset people if we redshirt those guys just to bring in some other players. I mean, and when people look at redshirt, they'd be like, "Well, you're not good enough to play." It's so many reasons why kids redshirt, for just to develop, just the size, just to put some weight on, just to learn, just to get that, just to be there. It's so many different reasons. I kind of hate when people just automatically, well, we're going to redshirt you because you're not good enough. I mean, these Kentucky kids they're good enough, and I'm gonna call them by their names, Trent and Perry. They're good enough to play at Kentucky. This is a sticky situation. I say find a way to bring Riley on campus, get him to sign with Kentucky, and then let's get on with the business at hand. Other teams playing players 35 or 40 minutes, and we come in with fresh legs and run other teams ragged, which is a big advantage with the players we have on the bench. And we just keep cycling players. We just keep cycling them. You tired? Come on in. Let's go. Give me 5 minutes, and let's go as hard as you can for 5 minutes. The other guy will be ready to go in when you're ready. Boom. Let's go. It's just like I just really believe Coach Pope is going to get this thing figured out. He's going to make sure that that we don't beat our players down, and that we're going to have fresh legs when it matters the most. If he does, I don't think I would watch. See, so you already got one player. You already got one fan making it known that if he redshirts these guys, that they probably won't watch any. That they won't watch any games. Here's the sticky thing about the situation right now. This is when people may start turning on Coach Pope. If Coach Pope doesn't make the right decision, just like he just asked, if he redshirts the two Kentucky boys, how many people is really going to be upset about it? How many people is going to be like, well, what the freak is Coach Pope doing? Why is he doing that? He don't even know what he's doing. He's just a new coach. You're going to have so many different variables and so many different, comments and conversations that how do you win? I say leave the roster like it is. Bring in one more guy, Riley, if he wants to commit him, and let's get down to business. I'm telling you, it felt so good to be past this right here. It did. It felt good. But how many people know we don't live in a perfect world and things are changing all the time? And this is no exceptions to I got a big-time basketball coach, maybe going pro, so all his superstars may be going to another team now. It happens. We just have to embrace it, and we got to find a way to just definitely get through with it. Let's see, Peanut, if you was a Kentucky boy, would you want to sit out to let others play when both of them are good enough to get minutes? I tell you, this is this is just the beginning of those type of conversations. This is not going to go away or anything like that. This is just the beginning of the conversation about what ifs. This is the what if big questions right here. What if you have to red shirt one of the Kentucky kids? What if you got a red shirt Chandler? It's all these kind of things that's going to come up. How do you bring another superstar in here at the 13th player and tell him that he's going to get a lot of minutes? All of this is just, it's kind of troubling sometimes. It's something that you really got to sit down and really think about. How's all this really going to work out in the bigger scheme of things? How's Coach Pope really going to, how's he going to make a way for this to be a positive for Kentucky and still set us up in the best position to win number 9? I think that's the biggest thing right there. They're only going, we trying to win or be sentimental. I want to win basketball games. I want to win basketball games. And I agree with you, Peanut. We got to have the best possible people in here to win basketball games. But, it's somebody's feelings are going to be hurt. But at the end of the day, I think Coach Pope has an obligation. We talk about, we talk about Coach Cal only caring about the players and not caring about winning championships or all this kind of stuff. That's been the narrative. Coach Pope wants to come here to Kentucky, and he definitely wants to win a championship. So does that mean he has to do what he has to do to win a championship? Does that mean that he's got to rub some people the wrong way in order to do what's best for Kentucky? That's a big question right now. And, does that mean that he has to, bring in some more guys, just a red shirt, some freshmen? All of this is very touchy, and people are going to take this the way that they want to. And it's going to be hard for some people to swallow if people that they like may not be able to get the playing time that other people feel like that they deserve. It's happening here at Kentucky. It's happening at other programs. That's why kids are transferring, so they can go, so they can find more minutes. We just got to be okay. We just got to make sure that we're not turning on Coach Pope if we really feel like that he's doing what's best in the best interest of the Kentucky Wildcats and trying his best to bring home number 9 sooner than later. Chandler was a top 30. McNeely is a top 5. The Kentucky guys will be good, but not right now. Like I said, a lot of people is going to have this discussion, and if that turns out, that's a good question, and that's a good comment too, Peanut. I appreciate it. But that's a real like people might not want to talk about that, but that's a real scenario. That's a real possibility of stuff that can happen. Coach Pope wants to win a national championship, not next year, not the year after. He wants to win now. And if that means that he can bring in, if he can go get players, he will. I just believe that what we got, it's solid. What we got, I believe that we can still win a national championship. You already got 11, 12 guys that you got to figure out how you're going to get minutes to. Now, if you bring in another superstar, then, there you go. I mean, Trent is what, 6'6", I think? He's already a big kid. He's not a small boy. Travis Perry's a big boy. We just got to see how this all unfolds, but definitely tighten up. The 6th guy from Dayton got ran out of Memorial Gym. But hey, I'm happy that you believe. Coming to Kentucky, Chris, players elevate their ball games. Okay? Coming to Kentucky, guys understand that I got to elevate my ball game. And you got to believe that Brea's going to come in. I can't wait till we play Vandy. And Chris, we'll see you when we play Vandy, okay? I'm going to leave that right there for sure. And tighten up for my dude, especially if McNeely is looking at Arkansas or Florida. How would it look when he lights us up and we passed on it? This is going to be – look, I don't make enough money. I don't have the answers for that, and I'm not ashamed to say that. This is one of those situations where it's like, this is going to be tough. This is going to be really, really tough for sure. Just like last year to see the same results. Hey, man, they got a chance. I say it. Trent called ball better than Reed. I watched them both play against each other. better than Reed. I look forward to seeing. Look, I'm for one looking forward to seeing Trent play. I can't wait to see his game live. Um, I'm looking forward to it. But at the end of the day, Mark Pope has to do what's best for the. He has to do what's best for the team right now. And some people, a lot of people just won't be happy about it. People from Harlan County, they want to see they want to see the guy that's representing them, Trent Noah. They want to see him play a Rupp Arena, man, on at the highest level, and they're excited about it. So this year, they're all going to be like, that's our guy. Like I just saw him yesterday in the store. Like I watched him blow his nose when he was younger. All these things are going to come up, and everybody in Harlan County is definitely going to be rooting to see. And that's the same thing with Perry too as well. His hometown's going to be wanting to see him play as well too. Nothing's going to change, but I think at the end of the day, I think Coach Pope has got to do what he feels like, what he feels like is the best for the basketball team. You have to. Let me see. I'll see if I can go back and get that. Stop it, Mike. Just wearing blue doesn't do anything to help your talent level. Okay, we'll see. Okay, well, look, let me ask you this then, Chris. Let me ask you this, okay? Why is it that Kentucky forces teams to play at a high level? Lynn County. He's from Lynn County. So Lynn County is going to want to go. Those guys want to see Perry. Those guys want to see. Hey, I remember Perry when he used to fall and trip over his feet, or I remember when he first started playing high school basketball. When he was in middle school. Like these emotions are real. You can't tell people don't have emotions. You can't tell people not to feel a certain way because people are going to feel the way that they are going to feel, point blank. But as we say that we believe Coach Pope has the best interest at heart for the Wildcats. Then that means even when he makes decisions that we as fans don't always agree with, we still have to believe that he's doing it because he feels like that's the best. That this is the best thing for Kentucky at this particular time, for sure. It does help wearing blue, just like sleeping in an orange pillow gives you nightmares. It does. Wearing blue does something. I mean, if you don't understand that, we got guys that came in here that was supposed to be in college for at least 2 years, and wearing the Kentucky blue just helped those guys elevate their game, man, because they understood the pressure. They understood what it means to wear the jersey here at Kentucky, and they just step up the game and they just play better, for sure. I love my state too, but those guys aren't going to be 20 to 30-minute guys that are contributing. They might both have a nice game or two, but they aren't. They're not premier freshmen. These are real hard. These are real conversations that that people are having. Kentucky finishes 23-10 and 13-5 in SEC. That is average. Kentucky kid bleeds the bluest of blue. We're gonna see this. This is why this season is going to be so anticipated. You got Pope. You got two Kentucky kids. You got such an older team. This is going to be a very fun year for sure. Let's see if that was his numbers, how he ended up shooting 50%. Can't go by one game. I'm not really sure what comment that you're responding to. Nobody. So I'll leave that alone. I'll let that sidebar conversation keep going. But this is going to be good. It's going to be really, really good. But these are conversations that people are really going to have, and these are like if these two Kentucky kids are not playing, you just got to ask yourself how angry are the fans, particular fans. Sorry, how far are those particular fans going to continue to support Pope because they're not playing their guy? I mean, and we see it in every sport. It's no different than here at Kentucky or anywhere. So. It's just going to love wearing the blue, go Cats. Yep, I think some of these fans think high school ball is the same as college. There's a reason why experts rank the players. We're going to see. And, you got those. See, people got to kind of break down. People got to kind of break down those, what's names. people kind of break down these players as high 5 stars, decent 5 stars, top tier 4 stars, and stuff like that. And that's why it's only so many slots for each player, or it's for each rank. It's only so many slots, and not when it's 50% from three. I wish I knew what that conversation was about. 𝐒𝐔𝐁𝐒𝐑𝐈𝐏𝐍𝐶 has UK ranked 25th with 12 losses and going 9-9 in the SEC. All metrics saying SEC no joke this year. I hope we don't lose 12 losses in the SEC this year. No. 12 losses in the SEC? When's the last time we lost that many games in the SEC? Mike, yes, I was on the GW. Where's that at? I was on the GW. I missed that. That went by so fast, man. Where did that go at? Let me see if I can get that back. I don't know if I can. Okay. Where is that? Travel. Oh, wow. I'm way behind. I was on the GW too. Maybe we talked about that too as well, David. Maybe we talked about that. 91 to 94. Okay, so yeah, so I was in 94. I was in Italy. The GW, HS5. Okay, use with the wing. I got you. We need to bring the JV team back to Noah and Perry. I need to get back and see what that's about, this comment right here. That's never happened. We need to bring the JV team back for Noah and Perry. Wow, Penthouse, you're I just call you a realist, Peanut. Those are conversations once again that people are having that maybe they don't want to have, but those are facts, and people are having those conversations. And people, with nothing going on, it gives individuals nothing else better to do but then to run all different type of scenarios throughout their mind on what could happen, how will this all go down, and everything. C. Spencer, Chris from Louisville, just wanted to say, love the show, brother. Doing a great job. Keep it up. Thanks, C. Spencer. I appreciate it very much. It means a lot to me. Thank you as well. Thank you. Think our intro music should be "Here Comes the Boom." It should be. Why not? Let's do it. It played for Najee Muhammad. It worked for Najee Muhammad, and he played 18 years in the NBA. He got a couple. I think he got one. I think he got like 2 rings too while he was in the NBA. The analytics of Kentucky, of UK, the analytics of UK Mark Pope, coaching live web link above. Hey, also, can you go back and maybe can you put that after this is for Clint? Can you actually put that link in the video if possible once the video goes off? Because right now it won't be. It won't show up because these are live comments. But if you can do that as soon as the show is over, just pin it, or actually, if you could just put it up, that would mean a lot too as well. Thank you for that. But what else we got here? Quick question: did y'all all actually have a watch party for the Robinson player? Man, that went away really fast. I don't know where that went at, but let's see. Put that up. Question: did y'all all actually have a watch party for that Robinson player you all just signed out of the portal? I didn't have a watch party for it. This is from an Arkansas fan. I didn't have a watch party for it. I know we was all sitting waiting on standby, waiting for it to, waiting for the decision. We was all waiting on the decision, but I'm not sure who all had a watch party, but we was definitely standing by, refreshing phones, waiting to see what was going to happen. Because at the end of the day, I think it was coming down to going back to BYU or coming to Kentucky when it was all said and done. So yeah, we was waiting for it. But a watch party, I don't know if I'd go there. Maybe somebody did, but I didn't. And our little brother both got a home run hard and okay getting them dogs too, making our rivalry game great against and IU. Those are going to be some good games this year for sure. Come on, Vandy's. Vandy's are smart. At nobody right, but that is easy to do when you only sent shoot 6 times per game from 3. Maybe that was in their game plan. Maybe Chris always comes in here and throws some balls to us. But I love that we got our UK guys, our fans, and they go right back to Chris. So thank you, Chris, for letting you have it. So eat it, dude. Absolutely. New articles in Jackson. Link the buzz. Okay. Who's excited for Kentucky? IU. I'm from Indiana, and there was no other rivalry better than back in the day. It's going to be a good rivalry, man, to be able to do it, to be able to play Indiana again, too. Indiana got a really, really good transfer portal. Those guys are really good, and I think those guys are going to come out and play some good basketball this year. But they're still not Kentucky, so it doesn't really worry me. It doesn't, for sure. What else we got? Smart idea. So Peanut actually had a watch party for it. Like I said, I didn't have a watch party for it, but I will say that a lot of us were sitting back waiting for a decision to happen and seeing what was going to happen. For sure. Shady Chris. Yeah, I'm going to start calling him Shady Chris. Chris is a really good guy, man. And one thing about Chris is, he's in our, like I said before, he's in our SEC group, and he's when it comes to just saying or just like letting people know like you're not right or like battling or like refuting stuff, Chris will go. But Chris is a big researcher, so Chris looks up his stuff, and he's always doing it. Mike, he only shot 6 times per game because he was a bench player in the A-10. It ain't like you got the leading score from somewhere, so why act like it? That's okay, Chris. See, Chris, you know what, Chris? I'm just realizing something about you, Chris. Because I think you're a person who sees the glass half empty all the time. I think so. Chris, if he would have signed with Vandy, the narrative would have been a lot different for you. I'm telling you. And look, we can shut this conversation down right here. If he came to Vandy, the conversation would be different. We got a shooter on our team this year. The conversation would be different. Period. It's when you don't get the players, then it's easy to throw shade on everybody else. Let us Kentucky fans have our joy, okay? Don't come in here and steal our joy today. Don't be rude like that. Let us do what we're doing, okay? Let us love on our players, and let's hope for the best, the same way that you do too. Mustard, never. Brady Chris comes with the mustard, but never a hot dog. Oh, Shady Chris is just no. Who would be able to stop Jackson one-on-one? Maybe somebody on Vanderbilt, maybe somebody on Vandy's team would be able to stop Jackson one-on-one, or maybe not. Of course not, but sure. Brandon Garrison reminds me of a Bam. And look, he's coming off the bench. Like he's coming off. Garrison's gonna come off the bench this year, and he reminds people of Bam. How can you not say Kentucky's not ready to go? Let's freaking go, baby. Let's go. Let's get this going right now. Kentucky's always going to have jealousy around the program. People just don't want to see Kentucky be good, man. They just don't want to see Kentucky be good anymore. I promise you, it wouldn't be different. I'm not impressed by Brea. I've actually seen him play live and in person. He had two turnovers to 1 assist and shot 3 from 9 from the field. Let the guys grow, though, Chris. Chris, you're not a forgiving guy, Chris, are you? That's okay, man. I understand. Why? He's a decent player, but not someone you hang your season on. Brendan Garrison reminds me of what's his name? Yep, Haggy Red. Why? He's a decent player, but not someone. But see, that's the whole thing, man. Like, we don't have to come in and rely on Brea to do everything. We ain't got to come here and rely on Jackson Robinson to do everything. We don't have one player on our team that we have to rely on to do everything. We got a collective of guys that they can all get it done in their own way, that can come together collectively as a team and get and know the mission and be able to complete the assignment, and that's win number 9. That's what we got to understand for, Not all teams are going to have just, that superb guy. Not all teams are going to have the Naismith winner of the year. Not all teams are going to have it. They're going to have runner-ups, but every team is not going to have that. You can't get upset about it. You can't, and because of that, you can't say to yourself, well, we don't have this major top-tier player. We're not going to be any good. Because, Chris, if If that's your argument, then you can look at Vandy and say Vandy's going to be garbage this year. You see what I'm saying? Garbage. I mean, Vandy. I mean, you're very high on what Vandy could do this year. You like the new coach. You like the players that you brought in. But my question is, you guys ain't got nobody. This is good. If you want to say if you want to if you want to really want to say this, what you can say is that we don't have any top tier players. You guys don't neither. So don't throw rocks at Kentucky. Go throw rocks at Vandy. Kentucky will make it farther. Let me put it like this, and this is all I'm going to say about Kentucky and Vandy. Kentucky will be in March Madness. Vandy probably won. End of that conversation. So, but I like that you're giving facts, though, Chris. So I'm definitely not knocking you on that. So I agree with you 100%, and I always appreciate you coming on. You know I do. Prairie wouldn't start. Peanut, I'm not messing with you right now. Baseball players on absolutely. I mentioned that earlier. Don't forget that UK is in the Super Regionals against Oregon State on Saturday. Do you have a time or like a TV channel for that, Clint? Since you brought it up, since you mentioned it, absolutely College World Series. It's still in the SEC. 𝐒𝐿, we appreciate that. That's the text of the day right there. Real chance of getting Omaha by the we could, man. Look, so we talked all this time about basketball. Baseball can actually make it to Omaha. So Clint, how many more games they got to win? Did they got to win 3 games, right? Is it 3 games to make it to Omaha? Or I think it's 3 games. I think I heard someone say it once again. I think it's 3 games for them to make it to Omaha. So we're 3 games away from going from Omaha. Wow. Like, what kind of treat would that be for our baseball team to be playing in the College World Series? That would be awesome right there. Let's see. We're gonna trade Vandy for Clemson of Florida State. We bought in double-digit scores from ACC schools. UK brought in and got it at 6 men. That's cool. It's still Vandy though. We'll see. I mean, like I said, when Vandy's good, when all teams in the SEC is good, then it's good for everybody. So I want Vandy to be good. I want every team in the SEC to be good. I'm not even gonna even lie or sugarcoat that. When every team in the SEC is good, then that makes our conference that much better. So in that aspect of it, I hope Vandy has a good team. We only got to play Vandy twice. So I hope, whatever happens with Vandy, go do it. Go do what you do. I hope that the success of the guys that you brought into Vandy is good. But I like when the SEC is good across the board because it really makes us look that much better. And hopefully we can get 8 or 9 teams in the NCAA tournament this year as well. That would be. Just hope everyone don't start falling out after one game though. i.e. Kentucky and Auburn. I'll be the bad guy again. Oregon State is going to sweep Kentucky out. Okay, Peanut, you must have had a bad day today, I see, huh? Peanut had a bad day. Look, I'm going to be the positive guy, okay? UK's going to win that series, okay? UK's going to win that series, and UK's going to Omaha. Well, let's just face it, it's just about to happen for sure. Be careful there, RQ. Let me remind you that Arkansas has lost 3 straight to Vandy in men's basketball, 2 straight series of baseball, the most recent women's basketball, and the most recent football game between the two. Careful. That's what I'm talking about. Chris knows his stats, man. He don't mess around with that. So Saturday night, Saturday night at 2, I think he said. Yeah, ESPNU. So please check out that ball game if you can. I used to be able to use ESPN, but being overseas, man, it's changed, man. It's just 6 p.m. on ESPN too. So thank Clint for that. Absolutely, if you can watch that game, please do. That's funny. Nobody worried about the SEC will be the best conference in basketball, and that's why I mentioned that, Kevin, is that I'm okay. I'm okay with those guys. I don't think we could go after any UConn. Chris, Chris Casey. I got your message. So if you're watching or whatever, I definitely see it. I'm not sure if you're having trouble posting on here like you was last time, but I saw your text, and yeah, I don't think we can really go after no UConn players. I mean, we'll see what Pope is going to do, but this is now opens everything back up, and everyone's definitely going to start refreshing their phones to see what's going on. Because when I woke up this morning, the first thing I did was whoop, refresh. Let's see what's going on. Kentucky bats catch Saturday at 6 p.m. Ricky Brown. There you go. Man, Hurl, hit me up on my text. I wanna ask you a question, okay? If you're going to the game. Matter of fact, is anyone in the chat right now going to the ball game? And if you're watching the replay, if you're this far into it, please let me know if you're actually going to the ball game. Please reach out to me. I predicted Travis Pizzania is going to be something special to watch this weekend. Even as a Vandy fan, I was considering getting the tickets to come up and watch him play. OSU wins the series. Well, we're going to see what happens, man. We're going to just see it. If you can come in and play relaxed baseball, have their sense of humor, and let's just see if we can just play. We got home field. Let's see if that matters. And we're just going to seeing if we can get to the World College World Series. That would be really, really good. Canyon catching a decommit from Purdue. Canyon catching a decommit. Ooh, okay. So it's like we got one spot open, and we just don't know what's going to happen with that. That's for sure. I went back to myself. South Carolina LSU was mainly having track team crickets. Look at these side beefs, man. This is good. This is some good side beef right here, for real. But I really thank you guys for really getting on tonight, man. I really appreciate it. This is I can definitely feel a difference in my body because I'm so used to working out before I actually sat down to go live, and I got to make sure that I don't do that again. I definitely got to make sure that I go and get my walk on. It helps me clear my mind and just get ready for this. But I was high on Cats. They started losing. I got down on them. They started winning. Superstition is part of baseball. Yeah, you know what? And I think when it comes to superstitions, I think baseball is probably the sport that carries the most superstitions out there. I just do, and I didn't really play baseball, but you just know the rally hats, let's do whatever we're going to do, and I really think that's really probably going to do. Let's see. We just got one spot left. It's who wants it and buys in. Them come and get it. SEC toughest every sport. I love it, man. I was late getting on. Just got home a few minutes ago. So thanks Christopher for actually jumping on. I appreciate it. Make sure you go back and watch the replay as well too. I really appreciate that. That makes a difference. Thank you. I tried to get tickets early, but sold out. Okay. Did Hurl? Are you actually going to the game, Hurl? I'm not sure. I know you said you was thinking about it when I talked to you, but I haven't heard otherwise if you're going or not. So I'm looking for Hurl right now. I got tickets. They sold out for both. Oh, I couldn't get tickets. Okay. All right. So I don't have anybody that I know that's going to be at the ball game. So, I mean, that's a good thing. I mean, that means people's coming out. People wants to see this ball game, and so it should be exciting. And let's see if we can jump out to a 1-0 lead. That would definitely help us as well too. Put this out here back down, the other way, back down. As everyone says, "Go Beavers," we would be. If everybody says "Go Beavers," we would be in Omaha. Oh, I got you. Okay, so we got to say the opposite. Okay, I do like me some Beavers. There we go. It's already started there. That is good. So, but thank you guys for jumping on once again. Thanks for making this right here another great show. I'm definitely going to get my Wi-Fi fixed. This is a very powerful box. I gotta go make sure that I get it fixed today for sure. First thing this morning when they open up to try to figure out what's going on. But thank you guys for jumping on. I really appreciate it. Don't forget, if this is your first time, to please hit the like, subscribe button if you can. And thank you guys once again for helping me make the Loyal BBN Fan Show a 2K subscriber so far. I appreciate it. Much love to all of you guys. Good luck to the Cats tomorrow. Let's see what happens with this 13th spot for Kentucky. And let's just go have a great time. That box is the devil. This box is powerful. I'm telling you. Oh, yeah. You know what? This box right here has respect. Not powerful, but it has respect. That's for sure. But go Cats. Thank you guys. And until next time, go Cats.